You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Hero After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Hero After Show.
Always got to start off with a great and amazing Hero song. I'm currently tweeting at Darnell right now for the Hero AfterBuzz After Show for The Hero starring The Rock, the host. And I am your host, Spicy Madi, joined with the amazing executive producer and host, Phil, in the building.
Welcome, everybody. And we have special guest Athena, Hero Athena. Debatable to some, but calling in later in tonight's episode as well, so we'll get to talk with her.
And this is season 1 of The Hero, episode 5, and it is flying. They only have about 3 episodes left, so we got to make sure that you guys tune in every week so that you can get your, major dish and scoop for The Hero show, because this so far has been a fabulous show. And so on today's episode, it was all about truth. And that's kind of been a running topic with, I feel like, the Hero theme is honesty. And, how you earn someone's respect is by being truthful. And on this episode, they left us hanging for a week, but now they came back and let us know who Marty was eliminating. And it was Sean.
Yeah, that was a very good choice. It was a cliffhanger of, okay, is it going to go with Athena or is it going to go with Sean? And Sean was I forget what we actually picked. I should have kind of jotted that down. But Sean was a better choice because he's a strong competitor and he's a snake. So you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Right. So you feel like it should have been Sean.
From
you 100% agree with that.
I agree if I was Marty, yeah.
Because that is, his major competitor. You're right. Yeah. And so with him being eliminated, they go on to the challenge of it being about truth. And so now, the women are trying to step up because The Rock called them out last episode, and now they're all trying to step to the plate. And so they all decide that they're going to volunteer themselves in a lie detector test.
Well, I guess
that's what it was.
Everyone kind of knew, yeah.
You feel like they knew that's what it was going to be?
It was thrown out there, and then at that point, it was like, I think anytime you say the word truth, everyone, lie detector. So I think they had a pretty good idea, but I don't think they got the twist that Marty and David would be the ones asking. Mm-hmm. I thought it would be interesting to kind of have them force question. It would have been, I don't know how you could have done it, but where those guys figure out questions to ask, so it's not premeditated.
Oh, the questions.
Yeah, because they were just basically reading off, not a teleprompter, but the screen.
Right. And it's almost as if they went back episodes to specifically point out things that that are going to be blatant lies, or at least us as Americans at home that we're watching and we know, hey, right on the money, like that did not happen. And that happened on several occasions with the questions that were being asked. And so what was the first question that was asked? Because we took notes and we made sure we wrote down all the questions.
First question was, have you called Patty the weakest link ever?
Guilty. I would have had to be one of those people who said yes when taking that lie detector test, because it's been obvious since the beginning that Patty's been struggling since day one. And
well, for me, I think it's not that she hasn't struggled. It's the fact that she hasn't stepped up.
And I think that she struggled too. I think that every challenge has been, and don't get me wrong, they're called challenges for a reason, but she has been the most challenged on every challenge. And so Patty has been the weakest link, but this episode, I'm going to give it up to her and give her credit. We'll talk about it a little bit more about how Patty stepped up. But let's go through the questions first. So have you ever called Marty immature, naive, or not smart? Marty has been here in the studio, and I'm going to tell you, this boy is not dumb. He knows exactly what he stands for, and I think that he's just living freely and open and honest and says whatever he's thinking, and sometimes he gets judged for that.
Yeah. And I think Marty has such a passion for life that I think it gets misconstrued in the wrong ways, and he's just being who he is, and he's a fantastic human being, and if he's on your side, you have a friend for life.
Yeah,
I will say that.
And I mean, I'm sorry, if you're big and buff and you're kind of goofy, people are automatically going to assume that you're a little, ditzy or dumb, but he's not at all. And so everybody was honest and said that or gave their honest opinion about yes or no. And there were 0 lies that one. And then the third question was, have you ever said that you felt like you were carrying Athena in a challenge? And there was 1 lie. And this was the one that Rachel, we all remember and can look back when Rachel was doing the challenge for the scavenger hunt. It was like a scavenger hunt, and she understood Spanish, but Athena didn't know any, and she felt like she was carrying Athena the entire time. She made that very clear, and she even said that. And so it was an obvious lie.
Here's the thing. I mean, it's one of those things. Okay, so Darnell lied in tonight's episode. But he was like, oh, yeah, I did say that, didn't I? And so at least he's being truthful about the lie and kind of sorry about it.
And that was about the professional question. That was, have you ever spoken negatively about a teammate's profession?
Yeah. I think overall the questions weren't as hard-hitting as they could have been. And we could have really gotten deeper.
And that question, the profession one was kind of general. I can understand how Darnell would have forgot about that one. But carrying your teammate, you remember specifically that Athena didn't do well on that challenge. And I think that the reason that Rachel felt compelled to lie is because now she was trying to be her ally and make friends with her. And she was hoping that she could kind of, I think, scapegoat and get, past this lie detector test. I don't think that she was expecting to get busted out because there was like a little smirk on her face. In the back of my mind, I feel like in the back of hers, she knew that she was lying.
Yeah. I mean, she certainly did. And I think, ironically, what I learned from it is, people were just truthful no matter how horrible the honesty. It would have been fine. Like, again, talking about Marty, I think Marty really broke the ice. But then later on, there was have you ever been attracted to someone in the house? Yeah.
Right.
And then it was like, all right, let's have one big orgy tonight. So just be truthful. I think you can.
Darnell was like, I'm married. I'm not blind. But yeah, I think that Marty handled his question that was addressed towards him the best out of everybody because he, instead of making it a weakness and instead of being offended by it, he turned it into a joke. And you had kind of said while we were watching that if you make it a joke, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
And that really is, the rule of thumb when negative things are said about you, kind of just like, just take it in.
I think overall, it had everyone understood like, okay, guys, we're going to be talking about things in the past, and most of the things that are going to be brought up, apart from a few things, are things that we judged each other for since the beginning, but have since changed. So let's consider that basis and let's go for that, and then just laugh about the fact that how all of us were idiotic to think that.
Right, and I think that some people still believe that though. So you can't really say like that was in the past of thinking.
Okay, well, but the things that they lied about weren't that hard hitting. I mean, okay, so Darnell lied about.
So you think there was like deeper lies that they could have hit? So like, give it an example of like one that you think that they should have rammed them with.
Have you ever wished that you had that The Rock would go up to you, and that that you took the money? Or have you ever? That would be yes
for everybody though, because everybody, if they really,
well, someone would have lied. I think well, someone could have lied the other way just to say that that they're good. Like, no, I wouldn't have taken, I don't wish that.
When the lie detector test would come in handy is based on the decisions of, is someone turning down the money to really be a good person or for the cameras? I think that would be a great one. So if they ask, did you do it just for the cameras or did you do it because you're a really good person? Like, that would be a hard question to like answer. Like, ooh, yeah, I might get busted on that one if it was like a money versus if you really want to give it up kind of question. But those were all pretty general questions. So it would be easy to to accidentally tell a lie on there. And then, did you tell a teammate you would not rat them out? There was no lies for that. Have you ever called anyone in the house a snake? There was no lies for that. And of course, the attractive one we discussed. And so I feel like everybody was pretty honest except for Rachel, which later on, you know, gave someone grounds to elimination. But before we talk about something being eliminated, let's talk about what's not going to get eliminated, which is the lights and AfterBuzz and keeping this building going and staying strong so that we can put on an amazing AfterBuzz show with amazing hosts and amazing producers. And how do we do that? With an amazing movie, and I'm going to keep using the word amazing. Serial Buddies. The Adventures of Serial Buddies is a film that was produced by the producers here at AfterBuzz TV, and it is hysterical. And I don't just laugh at anything. I'm telling you, this is super comedy of a film, and it's a little bit of a mixture between, like, you know, Dexter meets Dumb and Dumber, and it's, you know, it's kind of like a hybrid film. But if you guys have an opportunity, take 5 seconds, go online, order this film, because it's what's giving back to us. We try to produce an amazing show for you guys, and if you guys can just do a little something for us and support our film that we did here, we would greatly appreciate it. And like I said, it would keep the lights on.
Here's the thing. I'll even break it down further. We do about 60 shows a week. And then in our roster, we've gone over 200 shows that we've actually done.
That's a lot of shows.
Like series, not actual episodes. We've done almost 5,000 actual episodes. And the amount of fan mail we still get, why aren't you covering this show? Why aren't you covering that costs money. So if we're going to do that, you know, we're not going to ask you to spend money on AfterBuzz TV, but every now and then, like with this, you know, support us and buy it. So Adventures of Serial Buddies.
Yeah, when we have something that we you know, it's beneficial to you as well, because you're not only getting a great movie, you're supporting your favorite, you know, after show. So you're, you know, getting two things for, you know, the price of one. Come on now.
There you go.
So yeah, make sure that you guys go online, go to adventuresofserialbuddies.com, and they can also download on iTunes, correct?
Correct.
And so you have several different means to getting this movie, but just make sure you get it.
And the video on demand date is coming up, you know? You'll get it on DirecTV and all that fun stuff. August 2nd, it's coming up.
Yay!
And then DVDs soon after that, and Netflix and Hulu after that. So, you know, it's coming, baby.
It's coming,
the
yeah.
trains are coming. You can't avoid it.
We're coming up.
Hey, the number 16 thing to do in LA, according to BuzzFeed, is AfterBuzz Podcasts.
That's pretty cool. I think that's like an amazing fact.
That is. There you go. Number 16.
Because like, how did we get that spot?
No,
we just happened to be phenomenal.
Number 1 through 15 is like wheatgrass. So
right, of course, in LA. Okay, so let's go back to the show. Now that we shouted out our film, the challenge that was given to Lydia and Patty and Rachel to compete, because Athena wanted to jump in the bus challenge as well, but unfortunately, Lydia brought up a great point that Athena was the reason that Lydia didn't get the opportunity to compete in the challenge before for the Hero Challenge. And so now she was granted the opportunity, and Athena had to sit that one out. And Athena said, you know, for the first time, Lydia has a good point. And I don't know if I would say that that's true, but we both know that there's like kind of a little hate going on between them. And so
we'll have to discuss that tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later on. But needless to say, Lydia, Patty, and Rachel step up for the challenge because they have something to prove to themselves, their family, and The Rock. And they have to memorize the name of a bus, then go find that bus, and then do whatever challenge is in the bus. And the first person to find their bus was Patty, right? And Patty gets approached by The Rock. Lydia also finds her bus, but she's got to go into a bus full of bees. And then when Patty's approached by The Rock, she gets offered a tear gas.
Was this luck of the draw? Like, how did Patty get The Rock again? Like,
yeah,
was this so
like he keeps targeting her because I think he really thinks that I feel like she so far has been the hardest to break. Everybody else has said at some point or another they take the money. Lydia has admitted to she would take the money if, you know, if the opportunity presented itself, that would be something that she would be open to. Patty's the only person that's been saying, like, absolutely not, absolutely not. And I even have been guilty of thinking that at some point Patty will break. In this episode, I thought that she was going to break. And, you know, she didn't. Like, kudos to Lydia for having gone into a bus full of bees, no like clothing to cover up her arms, and not be fearful at all. Like, I didn't even see like 1 ounce in her of expression of fear, Phil.
She had a great line though, like, "And this is The Rock. Don't you know black people? They don't want to be around
across the
bees."
street if they see a bee.
Yeah. So I thought that was funny.
That was a really hard challenge, though.
That was quite hard.
And she made it out alive, and she memorized her numbers, and she won that one. But then it came to the challenge with Patty, where The Rock offers her an option: tear gas, and you get to save Rachel from the tear gas if she takes the tear gas, but she doesn't get to keep what, 35,000.
So she gets.
Break it down, because I get a little confused sometimes.
All right. So she has the option of money, not get tear gassed, and to go on to the Heroes Challenge potentially, which means Rachel gets tear gassed.
Okay, Phil said it far more easier to comprehend.
However, if she denies the money, she's getting tear gassed, and she cannot go to the Heroes Challenge.
Okay, and so all of you know that you thought that Patty. I mean, come on now, let's keep it real. We thought that Patty was going to take the money.
I did not.
Totally thought Patty was going to take the
not.
money. Phil, you still believe that Patty's not going to take the money at any point?
I didn't. Well, not at that point.
Okay.
There may be a point later on, but unlike with Darnell, I knew that even when she got the phone call that she would not take that money because for whatever reason, integrity and means a whole lot more to her. And I some people can disagree or whatever, but that's what she chose to do. And I granted, again, if things go further and further, and it's like, okay, I mean, not that this would be one. But if you had to die, or this other person had to die, I don't know. Like, it's going to get to a point where she might actually break. But I commend her for not breaking at that one, because I think other people would have gone the other way.
Well, what sucks is that she couldn't do the Heroes Challenge if she saved Rachel from the tear gas. And so up until this point, I will be the first to admit that I have doubted Patty. I wasn't quite sure if she was doing this for the camera or if she really is this sweet little lady mama that she's been, portraying herself to be. And this episode, Patty has won me over and earned my respects. Episode 5, you guys heard it first. Spicy Mighty now respects Patty, because watching her on tape or via the show, I felt like she really was authentic in the choice that she made. I don't think that it was for us at home to respect her. I think that it really was because she is a mother who has raised children. She wants to set an example for them about just doing the right thing. And I felt like at this moment she really decided just to do what was best, not just for, the Hero Challenge and the money going to the pot and all that, but also just like her own morals. And she decided to take the tear gas instead of letting Rachel. And I thought that was a very kind gesture. And she eliminated herself. I don't think that she had any doubt about being able to do the Hero Challenge at the end. I think she really was just trying to save someone from the tear gas.
I think so. And, we did get the other perspective from Rachel. But I think it was just she was just so wrong. No one was buying that. I mean, if anyone at home bought it, please write in, and I want to know why you thought that.
Okay, Rachel was her response, and I don't care if this was edited or it was just a soundbite. She was being a dick. Her response was dickish, and her attitude was ridiculous. When she gets told that she's being saved from the tear gas from Patty, I felt like she was 100% ungrateful. I didn't see any kind of appreciation on her face whatsoever. And the fact that her response was like, sucks, makes you look good, about Patty taking the challenge for her and not, she eliminated herself from the Hero Challenge. Yeah, she did the right thing, and us at home love her now for it. But I don't think that her taking tear gas was something that she did just for us. And so I think that was really shady, that Rachel's first instinct was something out of selfishness.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Because that just shows us where Rachel's mind frame was.
Yeah.
And so needless to say, Patty winds up making it through the tear gas and coming out strong and victorious. She forgot to hit enter at the end, but 5 seconds remaining, she pushed the button just in enough time and wind up suffering for it later, though.
She did, physically, yeah. I mean, luckily we have a doctor in the house.
Right. So the girls go home. They tell everybody the news. Everybody's excited, and they wind up having to nurse or call the ambulance later on because Patty stays home because she eliminated herself. And so the girls that get to go on to the challenge were Lydia and Athena.
Which, by the way, now makes sense as to why the person who took the tear gas gets eliminated is because they're going to be in such physical discomfort.
Okay. So is that the phone? Do we have our call coming in from Athena?
I think we're getting word that we have Athena on the line.
Yay! Special guest Athena.
Svitek service here.
Hello?
Hi, Athena.
Hi. Hi, how are you guys?
Welcome to AFTERBUZZ, the after show for The Hero.
Thanks for having me.
You're talking to Spicy Mighty and Phil, and we're just discussing right now that you and Lydia are up now to be, chosen at the round table for who's going to go into the Hero Challenge.
Oh, actually, Rachel. That was Rachel and Lydia.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Rachel and Lydia, and you couldn't couldn't do the previous challenge because the girls went without you. Sorry about that.
Well,
right, yep.
Well, we'll kind of talk about this episode, a little bit after. But I want to ask you before we even start really with anything. Have you seen any of our past episodes, and specifically last week's with Lydia on it?
I started to watch it, and then I just shut it off because that girl really pissed me off.
So you kind of know where I'm going.
You guys have a little bit of beef going on. It's like it's pretty apparent. You're like talking smack on Twitter, and what is this like? I want to hear from your opinion. Like, what is your feud or your issue with Lydia?
I just give everyone an equal chance. And the second someone rubs me the wrong way, that's it. I shut down. I want nothing to do with you. So for me to try to hug her when she walks into the house, and her to completely ignore me like she's someone else and someone better, hell no. I never put myself above anybody. I never think I am better than anybody, and she does, and that's my problem with her. That's what it comes down to, and I just think she's very fake. She went she even started saying it was editing. Athena called me a bitch when I walked in. Well, like, really? Come on. I don't want to be a child here, but I do.
So Rachel and Lydia wind up going up for the Hero Challenge. And who did you vote in? Did you vote Lydia or Rachel into it?
Oh, Rachel, all the way.
Okay. And so it's apparent on the episode that Lydia winds up winning. And you just knew in your heart of heart that you were going to get eliminated, correct? You thought it was going to be you the entire time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The first elimination, I thought it was me. I actually packed up all my things.
Wow.
and I was ready to go, and then I had to unpack. And then when I find out Lydia's going, I packed up all my stuff again, and I was like, all right, this is the one. And I literally I'm sure America was shocked as well, but I was absolutely floored when she said Rachel's name. I had no idea.
Well, Spicy has a theory. I'll credit her with this. That for Lydia, she sees Rachel as a strong competitor. So that was it was more of a strategic move rather than like, oh, she was dishonest. What are your, looking back on it, do you think that was the case? Or how do you kind of...
I mean, yes. I sat there with my family tonight, and my mom looked at me and was like, what did Rachel do to her? And that's the thing. Rachel did absolutely nothing to her. Rachel, I am close to her to this day. They show a lot on the show that maybe we would have fought over, and her saying she carried me, but we squashed everything. And I'm really good friends with Rachel. And she is a very, very good person. And she didn't say anything about Lydia until she got eliminated. And they show that tonight. But
she called her out her name.
It was a jealousy thing.
Oh, wow. That's a pretty bold statement. Now, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I really think it was.
I'm not gonna say that I haven't, based on what I've seen on the show. I'm not gonna lie, Athena. I've been a little bit of a hater too, just as far as your contribution has been concerned. But you're starting to step up. You're starting to step up. You were honest as far as the points that Lydia brought up, but Lydia did say that the reason that she eliminated Rachel was because she lied in the lie detector challenge. So are you are aware that she lied? You are aware that Rachel really did.
I don't know why Rachel lied.
But you guys were still able to remain friends, even though she said that she was carrying you.
I mean, yeah, it was already out there before the challenge happened. The whole thing went down, and I mean, America's seen me cry 1,000 times on this freaking show. But Rachel was literally like one of my closest friends in the house, and the second I heard that she was talking about me, I went in my room, locked myself in the room, and just cried and was like, okay, I have nobody here. And I don't know why she lied. It was already out there that it had been said. She denies it till to this day that she even said it. And we all watched on TV stars say it. So, I mean, maybe at the time she didn't remember saying it, but I mean, I don't know.
She's blaming it on dehydration.
Now, in the war room, The Rock kind of asked you a question, and you had a moment to really say to people, kind of get the message across to your teammates at the time, and you said no, that for whatever reason it couldn't be mended. Why not? Yeah. It's to me. Why not really take the opportunity to kind of convince them otherwise? Because for me at least, I still think that there is time, and you could be redeemed, at least in their eyes. Why not really kind of try to convince them of that and aim towards that? Were you really just that defeated, or why?
I was really defeated by that point. You walk into the house and you think, all right, America's going to vote. America's going to see my background story. America's going to see everything I have to say. So from day one, I was like, I'm not going to try to speak over these people. I'm not going to try to talk to these people because no one listens. Everyone just fights and talks over everybody. And I was like, you know what? It's America that chooses. So that's it. I don't care if they know a damn thing about me. And then there were twists, as everyone's seen. So at that point, it was too late to tell them, okay, this is what's going on with my brother. I'm here for my brother. I'm fighting for him. I'm here. Screw it. I'm here for the money. I'm here to pay his freaking bills. So it was too late at that point. And then when the house blew up, when I took the money, it was literally so defeating. And when you're trying to speak to a man who's double your age and he's screaming at you, it's something I've never experienced before, and I never want to experience again.
I mean, looking back, would you not take the money now?
I feel it was too late. What?
Looking back, would you not take the money now?
No, I would take it.
You would still take it?
I didn't affect any challenge. Yeah, I didn't affect the challenge. I knew from the second I was in that challenge that they wouldn't put me in the second part. From the beginning, it was Rachel's the strong one. Well, I love Rachel to death, but I think I did a lot more on this show than Rachel did. And even Lydia. And sure, she went on a hike today. Awesome. Great job. But like compared to the other Heroes challenges, I mean, it really wasn't anything big. So I don't know. It was frustrating. I felt defeated. It was a wild ride. I guess that's not the only way to wrap it up.
Well, it's, we had Marty and Charles in here, and their only thing, with that in particular was, had you kind of spoken out about it in that moment, so that way, they knew the switch, then it would have been okay in their eyes. But if everyone listened, The Rock said you couldn't say anything. Once you took the money, you couldn't say until the team was chosen, which he did say. Yeah, he did say in the episode. So everyone's saying, oh, Athena lied, Athena lied. I didn't lie. I just was following the rules. I see. Yeah, we didn't catch that for the longest time.
Well, you did. Okay, so the way that, the way that it appeared was that but you also didn't step up, because if you stepped up, it would be swapped, right?
Right, yeah.
So you not stepping up is what the malicious part was, is because you knew you had taken, the money, and you had opted out so that you would be in it. And that was, I think, the part that, was making everybody a little bit, irate.
Right. I think it looks that way, but in my mind, I couldn't see a thing. If I opened my mouth, I would have said, hey, I did take the money, or hey, this is going to be swapped. So I just shut my mouth and let them fight it out and figure out the team. Because even at that point, it's always like, I need to go in. It's me. Sean says it. Marty says it. Like, give it up, guys. Like, the bickering was so much that I literally just sit there and shut my mouth. And I totally, I looked like a jerk when I smirked after and smiled after. I looked so evil. Like, I even called myself out on that. Like, what? But it was a relief that I could finally talk, I think. I don't even know.
Well,
But yeah, I can see where they're coming from. I like Marty and Charles. They're good.
well, this episode, you know, Rachel got eliminated. Lydia decided that she was going to choose Rachel. If you didn't want to be eliminated and you didn't want Rachel to be eliminated, who do you feel like should have got eliminated this episode?
I do. Watching the show is different than living it. At the time, I didn't know Dave was going around behind everyone's back and trying to persuade people. He looks like a freaking asshole last week. And after watching last week, was like, Dave, go home. You haven't done anything since episode 1. Dave and I are friends now. That's fine. But literally, he did episode 1. He did the Hero Challenge, and then he checked out. Darnell, I think he was checked out. He took his $50K. He's doing his thing. He didn't need to learn anything about him. He's a very strong man. Learn anything about himself. He's a very strong man, and I think he's good to go. So I thought maybe Darnell, maybe Dave. But, I mean, honestly, I wanted Lydia to lose. Is that so wrong to say?
No, and we knew that. We knew that you, of course, would not want her to come home because you thought that she was going to eliminate you. But she won the challenge. She comes home. She votes Rachel off. And like Phil had mentioned earlier, my theory was that Lydia is a really smart person. At the end of the day, I do not think that her 100% reason for voting Rachel off was because she lied during that, during the polygraph. I think that it was more of Rachel's main, competitor, and she was probably more liked on the show, in addition to, the other characters. But I think that majority of the competitors, she felt like, as far as the women were concerned, Rachel would be the most of a challenge. And I think that was a very smart and strategic move if you're playing the game. And so you got you got to kind of look at it like, from that end as well. Is she she was playing to win.
Right, and that is very true. And in the end, America votes. But I can't say that I wouldn't want Rachel to win. I would think America would think Rachel is more of a sweetheart over Lydia. Lydia's hard. Lydia's bitchy, and I don't see America voting for her. So that's what sucks, is that someone that America loved and wanted there was sent home, and there's Lydia's left, and America's not going to vote for her anyway. So it's like, sure, she was playing the game, but I mean, I don't know. I think it stinks. I'm really good friends with Rachel. I was even rooting for her the whole time to win. So,
well, both gave, and I was telling this to Phil while we were watching. Both Rachel and Lydia gave really compelling speeches / arguments at the end, in the war room of why they should go on to the Hero Challenge. And I said previously on another episode of AfterBuzz that yours was pretty phenomenal too, when you were trying to justify, why you took the money and why you should go into the Hero Challenge. And I think that that's awesome that The Rock allows you guys, or the producers on the show allow you guys that opportunity, because I really do think that it sways the vote.
Right. That's the only time that everyone shuts up and listens, because The Rock is standing there telling who to talk and litigating, and it's the only, everyone else just talks over each other and no one listens. That's why I just didn't talk for 8 episodes, because no one listened. I think Lydia's standing there, they didn't even show it, but her fiercely wiping her tears away, and it was just pathetic. It was fake. And I slept in the same room as Rachel. We were roommates. I slept in the same room as Rachel for the entire time that we filmed this show. And I heard her cry every night about how much she missed her son and how she wanted to kick ass for her son. And Lydia, I'm doing this for myself. That's fine. Then go to a different show and do it for yourself. This is being someone's hero. You are not surrounded by people because you don't let people help you or love you or be with you. So go home alone and fight for something alone. Rachel is here to prove a point and to be here for her son, as I was there for my brother. As it was fake. I hated it.
Let me ask, what was the feeling like when you guys were doing the lie detector? And you know, was anyone kind of really strategizing? I mean, not that you guys could have known this so far in advance, but if you could have, would you have lied so many times to take off so much time from the Heroes Challenge that it'd be impossible to complete, hence losing and getting eliminated? I mean, what
Seriously, I thought that tonight watching it.
So what?
I literally should have lied my face off, but you never know who's going in. I could have been in there and screwed myself. So watching it tonight, I was like, oh, I should have lied my face off.
So what was the strategy? You know, I mean, did kind of all of you guys kind of talk beforehand, or was everyone just kind of apprehensive? What was the feeling in the room?
Right, I mean, we had no idea. We were kind of walking around the house, and then, The Rock walks in, as he always does, and we know something's up. We sit down, they strap us in. It's the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever been through. My heart's beating fast. I'm like, all right, it's going to detect that I'm lying anyway because I'm so nervous. And Charles is sitting there calm. He's been through this 1,000 times because he's a cop. And he's just like, everyone just breathe. Just calm down. Like, shut up, bro. I'm sitting here so nervous. And he was totally fine. And it was more of a bonding experience. We've all been in the house. We all know we talked crap about everybody, except for Darnell. Darnell's a solid dude. But it was good to just kind of get it out there. And it was more of a bonding experience than anything. And I think the challenge was to kind of get over what it was intense by the time we walked in that room. We've been living with each other for way too long. So it was good to get some stuff off our chest, I think.
Were there more questions asked than were shown, or was that all of them?
Yeah, I believe they asked 10 in total, but I don't know if some were just kind of to gauge where we were at, our heart rates and all that stuff. They were just easy, like, are we in Panama? They did that one.
That would have been good.
Other ones. I think there's a rumor started in the house that I ran around naked. Lydia said that to someone or whatever, or I heard her say, well, at least I didn't run around the house naked or something like that. And so that was actually one of the questions that popped up and said, have you ever run through the house naked? And I just start laughing, but of course they don't show that.
That would have been hilarious if they would have aired that one, though.
I wish they did. I feel like they don't show enough of us goofing around and being ourselves. It's all very, very serious.
Yeah.
That is an aspect of the show I wish they showed more of, with us just being relaxing. It didn't happen often, but our personalities don't really shine in this because we're either crying or fighting or getting thrown off a building. So well, I wish there's more of a personal aspect to the show, but
did you have,
maybe next time.
Did you have moments like that? I mean, it seems like, especially in the last few episodes, you've always kind of been on edge. So, what were those moments for you, if there were any, especially in the recent episodes? Like of downtime.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the outtakes they'll put a ton of stuff on the TNT website, and a lot of the outtakes, I mean, if you watch the extended version of Tubby Time with Sean and I online, like at the end, you just see just laughing and goofing around, and they obviously don't show the other parts, but like Rachel walks in, she's like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, there's Armless Jesus, this statue that was in our house, like in the bathtub with us. Like, it's so funny. And like, that's us, just like joking around, being nuts, being fun, drinking wine and drinking Miller 64. And that happened a lot at night. We would all just chill out and bond and grill. And like, they don't show that. They just show the intense scenes.
Right.
So
the challenges.
we all love
because there is a lot of, challenges. So it probably is really hard to get it all in one episode. And I don't know if that social aspect will help with America's vote so much. But, that could, just if they gave us like a little bit, more of a snippet. But I think that one thing that definitely helps, I know how they're painting you, but I think one thing that has definitely helped is your relationship with your brother. And so, and that was a really, compelling and heartfelt, experience that you had growing up with him. And so what's your guys' relationship now, now that you have done the show? Does he see you as his hero?
Oh my God, yeah. He's too cool. Like, he never really knows nothing ever bothers him. He just goes with the flow. We fight, obviously. We're always back and forth, but he's coming down to the reunion show with me. He's totally psyched. He's going to be in the audience. He just thinks it's the coolest thing ever. Hopefully The Rock will be there. I don't know anything. They really haven't given us anything to go off of, but I mean, if my brother could meet The Rock, that would just make his life. So I think he thinks it's cooler that I talk to The Rock than actually he's on the show, but yeah, he's pretty proud.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, yeah. So far, if you had to choose an episode, which one do you feel like has been the best episode?
Man, they're all so different. I think actually tonight really, I have been on most of the challenges, so I've seen most of them because I've been there, I've been competing, at least I would say just the first one I sat out of. So tonight to watch the second part of that challenge, I saw Patty come home. I saw her not be able to open her eyes. I was actually sleeping when the ambulance got there, so to see all this happen, it was crazy to watch that. I think tonight was a crazy episode. Lydia went into that bus with no shirt on. Just she came back with welts, and she got lit up by those bees. And Patty was seriously, America's been saying she hasn't done anything and she's a crybaby and this and that. I'm sorry, I've cried more than Patty on the show, no doubt. And for her to get tear gas and do that tonight's episode was really, really good. She almost got me to cry too.
So how did you feel about Rachel saying that it was just for, sympathy or just, to look good? How did you feel about that?
About what? I'm sorry.
Rachel made like a comment about Patty doing it, like, oh, that sucks. She just made herself look good. How do you feel about Rachel's comment? Do you feel like that was true?
No, actually, I got to know Patty on a very, very personal level. She actually lives 15 minutes down the road from me, which is crazy. But she is actually a very warm person. She helped me through a lot down there. I wanted to give up. I missed my family. I missed my boyfriend. I missed home so much, which is probably why I was so emotional on the show. And she helped me through so much, kind of like a mom. And of course, they don't show that stuff, but she's a very good person. And if one person is not there for the money, it's Patty. She was literally there just to kick ass and show her kids that she's a badass. And like, we all wanted that moment. We all wanted our epic chance. And she might have sounded selfish by saying that in every episode. This is supposed to be my moment, but we all wanted it. But like, Patty, honestly, no way was she doing it to make herself look good. She is a very, very kind person.
So you're the only one we've had on the show thus far, if I'm right, Phil, that has accepted the money. Is that right? What have you done with the money? Have they given it to you yet? What are you going to do with the money? Have you spent it? Is it gone? Do you have it? Are you waiting for it at the end of, America voting? Like, what are you doing with that money that you took?
Honestly, all I have planned for it is for my brother because he currently cannot work. He's actually selling his car now because they said they don't know when he'll be able to drive. And he's doing really well. He can walk now. He tried to run. He luckily his speech wasn't affected, but I mean, to have a stroke at the age of 26, that's pretty serious. So he's just trying to live, and he can actually have a stroke at any point. It was related to his brain and his brain stem, so they can't put a stent in or operate like if it was a heart-related stroke. So any stress can cause him to stroke again. So if I can just make him think less about those bills or think less about not being able to work or not be able to drive, that to me will save him. So that's all I have planned for it now, and that's all that they'll probably be once taxes get taken out.
So it's not in your pocket yet.
We have not received the money yet,
okay.
But yeah, we don't have it yet.
So when do you get it? At the end of the show or the end of the season?
I don't know. This whole show's a mystery.
It's a mystery to us too.
We're learning as we go along, also.
Yeah, I thought at the end we would vote from 9 people, but now people are getting eliminated. It's been crazy. It's a crazy journey.
See, that's what I'm wondering too. Is like, I mean, Sean could very well still be America's favorite, even if he's not on a couple episodes. I'm wondering how they're going to play that, if you can still vote for eliminated contestants.
You guys don't know that either? Oh, my goodness. Now that's a whole twist in itself.
So
right, and then I have no, literally they tell us nothing.
if it's based off of just who is on the show right now, episode 5, America has to vote, who do you think would go home the hero? And you can't say yourself.
Ooh.
Rachel just got eliminated.
I think this
who would
week
go?
it would be Patty, easily.
Interesting.
So now Patty becomes a strong competitor for the hero spot.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, I thought she was from the beginning. I called her out. I thought she was a Navy SEAL because she was like mad sketchy when we first got there. Like really, she was weird when we got there, and I was like, wow, this lady's hiding something. She's definitely a Navy SEAL. But she proved herself tonight, and I think her talking to her kids, you actually see how important her family is to her, and like she really just wants to be there for them, impress them, make their lives easier. And Alex, her younger son, is a huge fan of The Rock. And just to get, I know she was so touched by just getting The Rock to talk to Alex on the phone. So I think she won many hearts tonight, and swayed many, many people, because if you read online, they're like, Patty's a crybaby, Patty sucks, Patty hasn't done anything. Well, she definitely proved herself tonight.
Oh yeah, tonight was her like shining moment for sure.
Now,
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about Lydia, and I think you'll have fun with this, because here's my opinion. There was debate on our end between me and Spicy when Lydia was taking photos on the iPad whether or not she would be reprimanded, and I thought she should.
Yeah, that wasn't the challenge. I don't know why they didn't say anything.
So she was
Like,
supposed to get the tablets.
tie pictures to a folder if you're not supposed to carry it.
So she didn't do the challenge right, or she figured out, like, did she manipulate the challenge? Because I thought that was smart for her to take photos of it, because she said you don't actually have to carry them, but the point was to carry them, correct?
Yeah, definitely. That's what I thought. And speaking to people after the show, they were saying that's what they expected, but I wasn't there, so I don't know the wording. I don't know how The Rock said, like, just bring me the pictures. I don't know. So, I mean, good for her to think for once, but...
Well, here's the thing. My problem with that was the fact of, okay, you know, it's not the spirit of it, right? If you're a hero, you know, you're supposed to, you know, have these rocks and overcome that and things like that. So, you know, if had it been like, okay, you can take photos, then I get it. But if you're, I don't know, it just seemed a little manipulative and not in spirit of the game.
Well, see,
right,
and I would agree with you, Phil, on that. And Phil will tell you, I admitted it to Lydia too. I was a Lydia hater also in the beginning, little bit by little bit. Both of you guys have been winning me over, but I feel like she was thinking smarter and not harder. And he did not say that you have to carry the tablet. He did not say that verbatim. So I think that she was just, you know, using that Berkeley degree and deciding that she was gonna, you know, snapshot it. She was using, the media and technology that they provided for the show. But I thought that it was weird that she had an iPad in her backpack to begin with.
Yeah, why? I don't get that. Why? Yeah, was there a map or something? Maybe there was a map on it. They gave us iPads with maps a lot of the time, so that's what I was thinking. Maybe that's what it was for. But I mean, good for her for thinking. I guess heroes need to have a brain, I suppose. But I think it would have looked a lot more badass if she was carrying 5 boulders up the hill. But
I will give her a lot of credit, you know, to come up with the riddle, because we were looking, you know how they showed the thing down at the bottom before she even started, and we looked at each other. We were like, "What the heck is that?"
Well, every riddle I've been scratching my head.
yeah, and then you have to throw in the pressure of all the situations too. So it's like, I know, like Dave's challenge. If I would have never remembered 10 digits when tarantulas were crawling down my neck ever in the dark. So yeah, I mean, you can't even think. Like, you saw Lydia at the end, or when she was telling The Rock, she kept missing one of them. She was saying it, but she was missing whatever part of it. And can I just say, I don't think a hero is born. I think a hero is made. So I think she found those out of order, maybe. But
So you would,
I guess that's opinion.
you think the saying should be flipped?
Yeah, I think a hero is made by
I honestly
what you
agree with you
grow
because
up with and what you have to learn.
I thought that that's what it was going to be too. I thought that a hero is made, not born. But
right.
I guess we had it wrong then, because I kept saying it that way, and then when she said it, a hero is born, not made, then I was like, oh, well, I can see it that way too.
Well, you know,
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
So to you, what is a hero? How, you know, we've kind of asked the same question of everyone that's been in here, you know, and if you had to define it for yourself, what is a hero?
Yeah. You know, I watched my brother not be able to walk, well, to learn to walk 3 times and to be bullied his whole life and picked on, and he survived death 3 times. That's heroic to me. Not being the cool kid in school and not picking on the kid who survived death 3 times. Like, what did you do in your life? So to me, heroic, nothing about these challenges, the physical aspect to me is heroic. I think it is all mental toughness. It's selflessness. It's being a good person and an honest person. I don't want you talking behind my back. If you don't like me, come to my face and say it, which is how I approach the Lydia situation and how I approach every situation. Honesty, integrity, and understanding. That's what it takes to be a hero. It has nothing to do with physical aspects of these challenges or life, because if it was, my brother wouldn't be considered a hero, and he is.
And, you know, when the time comes, you know, what would you say to America? Why should they vote you the hero? I mean, do you even want, do you want to be the hero? That may be a dumb question, but let's start there.
I think all 9 of us have different stories, and we all touch different lives. And honestly, if the pot could be split 9 ways, it would be used differently. Lydia said she wanted to start an orphanage. Rachel has a program called Sneaks for Dance Freaks, and I mean, Dave's really the only one that doesn't need the money in the house. So I think I don't even know who would be chosen. Of course, I would want to be named the hero. Marty obviously does. Everyone does. And we all reach out to different people. So if it could be split 9 ways, I would say everyone in that house is heroic in their own way and to different people. So I couldn't even choose. And I couldn't say myself if I would win or why I would want to win. I just wanted to make America understand that there's different situations that everyone comes from, and you need to understand everyone and believe in yourself, because there's a lot of things that I learned on this journey with The Rock and with these 8 other people that I would have never learned sitting at home. So it was, I don't know why I should win or if I should win, but I learned a lot about myself.
How are you, do you follow the fan reactions a lot? I mean, it kind of seems like you are. I mean, you know, has it been surprising to you what people may be saying?
Yeah, I mean, Darnell, in my mind, could take this whole thing. He is a very honest person. He's level-headed. He keeps it cool. And he's such a family guy that, honestly, if I could vote, I would vote for Darnell. But I follow intensely, and everyone thought he was wrong for taking that $50,000.
Wow.
And wrong. And he won that money, honestly. It should have gone in the pot. It was everyone's money. So if I thought the house should have been mad, it should have been mad at Darnell. He took their money. But, you know, it's a different game day by day. So I think, I don't know. I don't even know what the question was anymore. It's late.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We have been asking everybody how has their life changed since they've been on the show, you know, going back into, you know, normal reality. You're no longer in Panama, an amazing house anymore with, you know, several strangers. are you still cheering? What does your everyday look like now until you have the reunion?
Right. Being in Panama made me appreciate home a lot more. I missed my family. I missed my boyfriend. I'm more of a patient person back home. I think I grew a lot and just learned not to speak over people and to listen to people and understand people. I'm not still cheering. I retired right when I got home from Panama. I got my retirement ring. They give you 3 years and then you're done. So I finished up my 3rd year. And I love going to work and not having to jump off of buildings or play with snakes. I'm surrounded by really awesome people at my full-time job. And I just like my little cozy home, and I just like being here. The penthouse was great. It was a dream more than anybody could imagine. But it made me really appreciate the little town I live in the small time. I wouldn't want to go back and do it again.
So you're back to being at home. Where is home for you?
I currently reside in Shrewsbury, Mass. It's right near Worcester.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I got some friends down there.
We have to get you into the studio.
Where are you guys? LA, right?
Yeah, we're in LA. So when you come to LA, we have to get you in, in the studio because there'll probably, more than likely, fingers crossed, be a season 2. So we're gonna have to get you, cool. Out here before then, if not.
Where is the reunion? Is it? Can we make the reunion in LA?
It's in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, right. It's in Georgia because TNT is down there.
Ah.
We're gonna have to make AFTERBUZZ make a trip out there. Is there anything that you're currently?
I have extra tickets.
Is there anything that you're currently working on that you want to shout out or give a little buzz to, so that way your fans can find out about it or find you?
No, you know what? I'm just living day by day.
No projects? Okay, because some people have books and
no
foundations and all that kind of stuff, but you're just like living life, chilling, enjoying being back at home.
Hanging out.
Okay, so what's your Twitter?
Family and friends.
Do you want to shout out like your Twitter or anything if you want them to be able to find you?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. It's just at Athena Lazo. Last name's Lazo. And of course, if you guys want to vote for me, join the discussion. It's just #HeroAthena. And I like what you asked before if I was interactive with my fans. I'm a Twitter freak. I'm literally on it 24/7. So it's actually me. My fan page on Facebook, again, Athena Lazo, always on there, and it's actually me. So a lot of people ask, is this really you guys? But any questions, just let me know.
Cool beans. Well, we always do a prediction segment of the show. So Phil and I are going to give some predictions, and we know you can't really contribute so much to the predictions.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ.
Because they're more spoilers for you.
But what we think is going to happen next episode.
Well, is there anything you can tease us on your end that you're looking forward to seeing in the rest of the season? Even just, let's say, challenge-wise or something like that.
I mean, we're down to what now, 7, and it continues to get crazy. It gets pretty intense in the house. We're all fed up. We don't have music. We don't have TVs. We don't have communication, or we can't talk with our families. So it gets pretty intense. More blood, really just going nuts.
Can you say whether we get to see you kind of prove your strength in a Heroes Challenge at the end?
I can't say.
Darn it.
That's good. I think it's going to be interesting next week to kind of see, this week the women really stepped up. So it's going to be interesting to see the follow-up of that next week. Because I know, some of the guys might be feeling, we let you step up last week. Mm-hmm. Now it's, you
had your chance.
Yeah, so we got to step up again. And then, how that dynamic's going to... I think that could play a part in next week's episode.
Right, and next week is the last Heroes Challenge, too.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I have no clue what that means. What does that mean? So there's not going to be, a finale at the end of the show where you guys vote on someone to get challenged?
just game changer after game changer.
I mean, I don't know what else you guys can do. Now you're eliminating people. It's like, there's a turn after, every corner. But
Yeah,
I predict that The Rock will offer Patty money one more time. I think she's been offered
I
the
hope
most.
he offers me some more.
I think she's been offered more than anybody on the show. So
I believe what they've shown, but I think I may have been offered the most in the house.
Oh, really?
Throughout, yeah.
Wow.
But stay tuned.
I would like to see if you take any more money.
Interesting. I'm trying to even think what the actual visual snippets we got last week, but I don't know. Oh, they were kind of, everyone was just running around.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell what was going on. It was just like, no more Heroes challenge.
Yeah, that seemed to be the message.
Yeah.
So that concludes our show. Athena, we appreciate having you on, and we hope that we can get you in the studio sometime. Definitely say your Twitter one more time so that your fans can find you.
Yeah, at Athena Lazo, #HeroAthena.
And you're going to make sure that you go and get Adventures of Serial Buddies, right? That's one of our films here that we produce at AfterBuzz TV.
What am I going at?
You're going to get Adventures of Serial Buddies. That's a film that AfterBuzz TV has created that we.
It's a movie that you and your boyfriend will certainly enjoy.
There you go.
I think so.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
It's just a way to support us
He's
here
a
at
big
AfterBuzz.
manly guy. I don't know.
Well, it's got I think he'd like it. It's got Christopher Lloyd. It's got Christopher McDonald, Beth Bears from Two Broke Girls, Maria Menounos, of course, Kathy Lee Gifford, Artie Lang. It's got Henry Winkler. It's got a whole eclectic cast. So
It's a great date night, movie.
and if he's into Howard
You
Stern,
got it. We're always looking for that.
there you go.
Cool beans. Well, thank you, Athena, for coming on. We really appreciate you. Hopefully we can squash
thanks
this,
again,
Lydia, Athena, rivalry going on. Maybe you guys can sit and have a powwow or something. I don't know.
What? To that point.
Oh, yeah. That'll go for a while.
Do you think it's really impossible to kind of squash that between you guys? I mean, do you honestly feel that?
Everybody else, once the show ended, we were like, all right, cool. Let's be friends. We went down to Miami for a ton of media stuff, and we were all cool. And Lydia didn't even come to anything with us or hang out with us and missed an interview or whatever. And it was just get a grip. I don't know. No, it's not.
If we found a way to get you both to LA in studio and had whatever you call it, do you think we could? Do you think we'd break ground? Would this be beneficial?
Yes, let's do it.
So Lydia,
it'd be interesting.
we gotta get you, Lydia, if you're listening, we got to get you here. Athena said she is open to making up with you. You heard it first on AfterBuzz TV, guys.
We'll find a way.
Thanks,
you know
Athena.
what? We'll figure out a way to do it in Georgia. We've got to get to Georgia.
Yeah, let's go there so that I can meet up with The Rock.
There you go.
Thanks, Athena. And if you guys want to get some spicy tips or check me out, you guys can play with my Twitter at spicy_Madi or stroke my Instagram at spicy_Madi. And Phil, where can they find you at?
They can find me here at AfterBuzz TV. That's AfterBuzz TV, whether on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And we do a lot of other shows, so check those out as well.
Oh, and I need to give a shout out to thespicylife.com and Cafe Spicy, which I just opened up. You guys can go online to cafespicy.organogold.com and order some coffee.
There you go.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.